Every morning at sunrise, an old man named Samuel sat on the bench beneath the willow tree by the lake. No matter the season, whether the grass was green or the snow fell silently, he was always there, wearing his worn coat and wool hat, holding a small paper bag filled with breadcrumbs. People in the village passed him often, some nodding politely, others wondering why he came alone every day. But no one asked, and Samuel never explained. He wasn't there for the ducks. He wasn't there for the view. He was there for her. Decades ago, that same bench was where he met Lily, a girl with wild curls, soft laughter, and eyes that made the world feel warm. They were young then, full of ideas, full of hope. They sat on that bench every Sunday, sharing stories, dreams, and slices of peach pie. Over time, life swept them along. Marriage, work, children, grief, laughter. And yet, the bench was always there. When Lily was tired from her treatments, Samuel brought her there, wrapped in a quilt, her hand in his. "I don't know where we go when we leave," she once whispered, "but if I can, I'll meet you here. Right on this bench. One more time." That was the last day they had together. Since then, for years now, Samuel had come alone, watching the water, feeding the ducks, feeling the wind brush past his cheek like a soft hand he remembered too well. Some days, he brought her favorite book. Some days, he sat in silence. One spring morning, a little girl with curly hair wandered close, her mother trailing behind. She stopped in front of Samuel and pointed at the space beside him. "Can I sit?" she asked, shy but sure. Samuel smiled gently. "Of course, little one." They sat together, watching the ripples in the lake. The little girl looked up at him. "Do you come here to wait for someone?" He nodded. "Yes." "Who?" He took a slow breath. "Someone I loved very much." "Did she go far away?" "Yes," he said softly. "But I believe she'll come back. Even if just for a moment." The little girl seemed to think deeply. Then she pulled something from her pocket, a single yellow daisy, a bit crushed but still bright. "For her," she said, placing it gently on the bench. Samuel's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you," he whispered, his voice cracking in the quiet morning. After they left, he sat alone again. But something felt different. Lighter. Like the air had shifted. Then, for the first time in many years, the wind carried a whisper through the willow leaves. Samuel turned his head and smiled. He didn't see anything. Not exactly. But the sun lit the water like it used to. The breeze smelled like lilies in bloom. And for a single, perfect moment, the bench didn't feel empty. He placed his hand on the wooden slat beside him. "I knew you'd come," he said, eyes closed. And just like that, his heart felt full. Not with pain, not with longing, but with peace. From that day on, whenever someone sat at the bench, grieving, thinking, hoping, they often found a single yellow daisy waiting for them. No one knew who left it. But the wind seemed softer there. The birds sang just a little sweeter. And the bench never felt quite so lonely again. Because love, once planted, never truly leaves. It lives on, quiet, patient, and eternal. Like a promise whispered beneath a willow tree.